let's do this. So this is, ooh, that's good. Here we go. Okay. So I think it's, all right, so this is the bot that I put together. So let me start with the product page. So this is the product that I have taken I used as my test subject, if you will, for the very first conversational commerce recipe. Why? Because I've been obsessed with managed WooCommerce hosting since Chris Lemma launched it. I can't even remember when that was, but it's been interesting to me. So, and with me doing conversational commerce recipes, well, there's two primary components to every recipe. You need a website, a store, right? A WooCommerce store, perhaps, Liquid Web. Oh, okay, yeah. So there's that reason, and then there's also the fact that just a fantastic product, and doesn't matter marketing, doesn't fix a bad product, right? All right, so here is the. Oops. I gave myself 10 minutes, so, oh, crap. I'll give myself 8 minutes now. All right, so let's see if this will work. Good. So we'll visit the site. Actually, locked down and then logged right back in. Genius. Okay, so here's what I was trying to get to eventually. And the idea behind it is the whole point of this page is to start a conversation, and that's going to play out in the chat bot. And the idea behind the playbook is just to, instead of just putting a form up with a bunch of different stuff, a bunch of different questions, try and make it halfway enjoyable while they're actually interacting with the bot and giving the same information that they require, right? So, and the idea behind it is, in my mind, the biggest reason that I love recommending Liquid Web Managed WooCommerce is the same reason that I love recommending the other part of any conversational commerce recipe, which is Drift, which is the conversational marketing platform. So they're hand in hand for everything that I'm doing. So, what was my point of that? Anyway, the whole point of the page, though, is to start a conversation. And the idea is, what's the biggest advantage and what's the biggest reason, that was where I was going. The biggest reason that people should sign up, in my mind, is taking the worry over your WooCommerce store out of the equation. All the woo, none of the worry, so to speak, right? And my thinking with that is, it's pretty basic. Because for me, with e-commerce, I've never been a big fan of doing e-commerce for clients or whatever, because there were just too many worries to it. It just wasn't there was no return on investment for me because I was going to be stressed out about the store all the time. Whereas now, I don't have to worry about it. And the cool part is, if you want to start your own WooCommerce store, you don't have to worry about it either, and it'll be a very fast experience, and that's key. Like, if you watch anything online, you'll see that speed is just integral to a successful e-commerce experience. If the page isn't loading, they're not going to give the money, or they're far less likely to give the money. They'd rather go give it to somebody that will probably sell the same item in most cases, but at the same time, they're doing it that much faster, right? So, because we're all obsessed with speed. Nobody wants to waste time waiting on a web page to load. So, AJ Morris and Chris Lemma are the two people behind this. The VP of product at Liquid Web is Chris Lemma, and then AJ is the product manager specific to WooCommerce for Liquid Web, right? So what they've done is they put together this worry-free WooCommerce, and all of this stuff is completely legit. Like the 15-day challenge, you can sign up, and they have a form for it. But we'll make a, they make a copy of your site, move it to their servers. They run 20 different performance tests to evaluate it. They compress images, tweak caching, index it, make additional recommendations, and then they show you the results. So who is doing all this over that time? Well, that's Luke. And Luke is the one that is going to, make sure that the migration, as far as taking a copy of your site and moving it to their servers, is easy for you. And also, he's the one that's basically carrying the ball over the 15 days that, Chris Lema keeps worrying Luke over on their daily meetings. So here's how their customers experience worry-free WooCommerce. And I've wanted to lay it out in a path, right? So there's, first and foremost, you have somebody that's directly responsible for your experience with WooCommerce as a store owner, right? Because now you're a customer, you drop the whatever, $250, $750, or $1,500, depending on which plan you need. And now, because you went and you tested the 15 days, over the 15 days, they came back and said, hey, here's all this stuff you can do, and here's how fast it can be, and, so forth. And you're like, yeah, let's do that, right? So you made the payment. Now AJ is in charge of your experience. And you read the stuff. He's such a giver. You're going to love AJ as much as Chris Lema loves AJ, but don't think about trying poaching him. He's unrecruitable. Okay, so what's the next way that you experience it is that you have access now to Lema's team of engineers that keep their customers' stores outperforming the other 3 million plus WooCommerce stores that are online, starting with senior performance engineer Jason Cosper. And Jason has a great first name, right? A great name. But he was brought over from WP Engine to proactively worry about page load times for store owners and, for WordPress owners as well, WordPress website owners as well, but also especially the store owners, because it's so critical when you're conducting digital commerce. It has to be a fast loading page. Okay, so let's get to the bot, right? Norcross. I'm a big fan of Norcross from over the years. He's been very helpful to me when I first was getting going. And then there's also, so you have the, Lema's team of engineers, and then you also have the senior engineers. I mean, these are all part of the same team. I'm not trying to rank anybody over anyone else or whatever. But, and the cool part is it's not value-based pricing. So, and you can see I did the math for you, and laid it out, did some questions and so forth. But let's say that you decide, hey, yeah, I want to see. So you click on that. All right, and, oh, okay, so we're going to just start the challenge, right? So let's get it going. It's asking for my name. I was supposed to change that, because it should be first name. And then the bot replies, and so now the bot wants to pair my last name, because I just gave my first name. Okay, and now the phone number which is that the bot is very thankful. It automatically pulls through the thing. Okay, yeah. So we want to consider developers to be digital gods. Wait, does your team include a developer? Nope. Master Morris, that's AJ, know your store's average monthly sales. Your kindness is more than this bot deserves. So are you under 100? Are you under 500? Are you under 1.5? Or are you over 1.5? Either way, we'll say that. And it's gonna, and it would, at that point, it would, set them up with whoever was going to, quote unquote, do the demo, if you will. Or, well, in that instance, I guess that they're setting up, they may not need to set one up, although I would. Like, even if it's not in the current workflow, I just would as the startup call. I think if you're talking about never worry, people are going to be extremely excited about, being able to just, especially if they can meet AJ initially, and then from there, maybe even Chris is able to pop in at some point or whatever. The point is being able to put that face for the name from the very beginning. That's the goal of the conversational commerce, and that's the goal of this bot towards that end on this one product page. So if you have questions or whatever, you happen to stumble across this at some point and watch this video on my YouTube channel, then let me know. Jason@jasonhopsllc.com is my email address. So let's see. 10:26. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right, and we went through the bot. So at some point, I'll have to show you the other one.